Welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast, strategies that help entrepreneurs build reputable and profitable brands. Here's your host, Henry Kaminski Jr.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Henry Kaminski here from UniqueDesignz.net with another Brand Doctor Podcast episode for you guys. Guys, if you're a huge fan, if any of you guys are a huge fan of Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, he has this song. It's called the 10 Crack Commandments. And I forget what commandment it is, but the one commandment is never get high on your own supply. So let me break this one down for you when it comes to branding and building your brand. And hopefully by the end of the show, you're going to get a better understanding on why it's so important to not get so romantic with your brand. Okay? So, here we go. Have you guys ever heard of the IKEA effect? So, I got this one from my man, Chris Doe. And the IKEA effect is, for those of you guys who ever shopped at IKEA, IKEA is one of those big furniture stores, and the quality of the furniture is known to be very inexpensive and cheap, and you have to put everything together, everything. And so a lot of the people that shop there have more time than money at the end of the day. So they go and they buy these dressers, right? And they spend a half a day or a day and a half putting it together. And it may not even look good in their home or in their apartment or in their bedroom. But because it took so long for them to build it, they become this like romantically attached to it. And God forbid anything happens to their $40 IKEA dresser, you know, they'll be held to pay. And I see a lot of folks getting really, really romantic with their branding. So someone, I won't mention any names, but was so romantic over their website that, God forbid, we were to change anything on it, it was like the world was going to freeze over the next day. I spent $10,000 on this website and spent 50 hours putting it together. There's no way I'm going to make those changes. But what if you make those changes? What if they're changes that so need to be made because the way your website is right now is just killing your credibility, killing your reputation. It's not allowing for a great customer and user experience. No. He got high off his own supply. He is on cloud 9. He is in a completely different world. And he is not open for changes. He has completely put this force field around him. And now who is at risk the most? Him. He's the one that's going to have to die on his own sword because he got so romantic with his branding because of whatever. He did it himself, or he spent X amount of time or X amount of money. Listen, none of that means anything if it's not resonating with your audience. If you're struggling with obscurity because nobody knows who you are, and you're complaining that your website isn't generating the revenue that it should, or you're not generating the leads, you're attracting the wrong client, You've created a job for yourself versus a career or a business or a brand because you don't want to let go of something you've built because you just have that emotional connection to it. That is the beginning of your end. That's it. And why do I say it so nonchalantly? Because it is. I'll tell you right now, back in 2013, if I stayed romantically, I spent $26,000 on a website. Read it. And this was money that I barely had, right? And then got on the phone with Russell Brunson. And Russell Brunson looks at the site. And he's no brand doctor. But he saw something that was seriously wrong. He said, there's no personality on the site. Yes, it looks like a $26,000 website. It is one of the most amazing websites I've ever seen in my life. But it's not optimized for you. It's not ready to generate leads the way you want it to generate. It doesn't have that personal touch that I know will do you so much good if you implement. And I said, you know what? Oh, well, $26,000. I'll figure it out, but we got to change it. And we did. And man, was it the best change that I ever did. That I ever made. And so stop getting high on your own supply, guys. It is the one commandment in branding that will sink your ship. And be open to listening to professional advice. Somebody who, and I'm not saying me, you can hire any brander you want. But I'm just challenging you and inviting you to step away and just be a listener. Be a listener. You don't have to do anything. It's at the end of the day, it's your choice. You want to leave it the way it is? Leave it. But listen. Because there's people out there, and you know damn well you've created things in the past, whether it be a sales funnel or a website or, an Instagram page or whatever. And you kind of didn't know what you were doing, but you were trying to save a couple bucks here and there. You went and did it on your own. You were like, this is good enough. And you left it. And then as you played with it more and more, you got more attached to it. And then it became your baby. I see it all the time. I was watching The Prophet the other day. Monica Potter. Remember her from Parenthood, the actress? I felt for her. My heart went out for her. So what's his name? Marcus Lemonis. Great guy, by the way. I got a chance to meet him a couple years ago. And he's just such a down-to-earth dude. He reminds me just straight up dude. Good guy. And he saw how romantically involved she was with her brand and her business back home in Ohio, that he had to cut ties. He had to cut ties. He had to jump ship before it was too late. It was her way or the highway. And there was a lot of emotional stuff going on there too. I mean, the loss of her father, and she makes it in Hollywood, and the sister sort of not resents it, but doesn't feel like she's, not to get into all of that stuff, but there was a lot of emotional stuff going on there. But the big takeaway was for me that she just got so romantic with her business. She wasn't willing to let Marcus do what he needed to do to save it. And he literally had to walk away. And it was such a sad ending. Typically his endings are happy and joyous, and they, he turns it around and everything is awesome. Not this time. And who knows? I mean, who knows where the business is now? They already closed one shop down. Who knows what's going to happen with the other one? But that is the consequence of getting high on your own supply. So I'll leave you with that, guys. For those of you that are avid listeners to this podcast, I want to give you a huge shout out, and I want to thank you so much. Monica Klein for example, is one of my avid listeners, and so I want to give her a huge shout out, and just thank you so much for everybody else who consistently listens to the show and just provides me with the feedback, provides me with the love to keep me going. Listen, I really found a niche here. I really love doing these podcasts, so I'm going to continue to bring you heat as long as I can. My only ask for you is that you share it. Don't be stingy. Don't be greedy. Share it with a friend or colleague if it's going to help them build their brand. So if you know any, coaches, consultants, small business owners that are looking to take their business to the next level, just share this podcast with them. I'm sure they're going to get a nugget or two from the 89 episodes that we've produced thus far. And if you haven't joined the Brand Doctors Hangout yet on Facebook, I encourage you to go over there right now. Go up to the search query in Facebook, type in the Brand Doctors Hangout, and come join me and a few hundred other entrepreneurs that are all working together to take their business to the next level and help each other, just build our brands to what it is that we want them to be. So have an awesome day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next episode.
You've been listening to the Brand Doctor Podcast with Henry Kaminski Jr. To get your appointment with the doctor, visit Brand Audit at www.uniquedesignz.net.